Hi and smiles, everyone, and welcome. So, this is the tea time. Journal is all done. We're going to do a flip through today. I've tried to record this a couple of times now, but get interrupted each time. So, hopefully, I don't get interrupted this time. So, we'll start with the cover. And the reason I chose this cover was the color of this book. I loved the color of this green, and I thought it would make a wonderful, beautiful journal cover. So that's why it was chosen. And I didn't want to take too much away from the green, so I did not do anything to the back. And I loved this image, so we did end up decorating the front quite a bit, but the green is still showing very well on it. So anyway, this beautiful image and this color of green were two of the inspirations to make this book. I was going to leave the title of this book and the spine, I was going to leave it the way it was, but then this ribbon or lace, whichever you would like to call it, called to me, and it just works perfectly on the spine of this book. I'm so pleased with it. It's just adds so much. So that's the cover, and I added a hitch post closure, and so we'll just get this opened. And this particular hitch post, you can get at a hardware store, and they're very inexpensive, and of course they're not for hitch posts for journals, but I can't remember exactly what they're called, but you can get them at a hardware store, and then the back you just screw it through just like you do with hitch posts. Anyway, this silver spoke to me. I wanted to use the silver to bring the silver out in the background, and it works very well. So when we began this book, I called it the No Name Journal because I wasn't sure what I was going to call it. And as we went along, I decided it was a tea time journal. So that's what name I gave to this journal. I name all my journals because they should be. I just feel like every journal should be named. Okay, and so the inside cover, on both covers, I used these beautiful images. And I didn't use pockets or anything because I didn't want to take away from the image itself. Then on this side, we have this beautiful tag, which is this beautiful picture. I'm not sure where I got it. I think it might have even been a card, but I'm not completely sure. But it just goes in this journal so well. This teacup is a die cut, and I use these papers. This is cardstock paper, but it matches the green of the cover perfectly. So each of the signatures, I started with this green cardstock. And so we decorated this page here, and this was in my stash already, this particular pocket, and we just added this beautiful bee and this here sticker. What was it, a sticker? I can't remember for sure, but it's an image that I got from somewhere, as in a magazine, or it was a sticker, and it says, "A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song." And then on this side, I added lines for journaling, and this was a die cut. It was a full background die cut, I think, but I just cut it down to get these leaves. They were beautiful and went beautiful on this paper. This here was a stamp that I had, and I just fussy cut it out, and I colored it, of course. I don't know if I watercolored. I think I watercolored these images. Okay, and then they can journal over here as well. This side is another one of those beautiful images, and I use these out throughout the book, and then I made it a flip out so they can just flip it out, and they have lots and lots of journaling spot. And we stenciled the back of the papers just to give them some color and not so stark white. And then this was packaging, the packaging that came with these papers, and I decided to do them as a tuck, and I just decorated it a tiny little bit, added some washi tape, the word smile. This here is faux handmade paper. I do have a video in my playlists of how to do this, and I really enjoyed making these. And then this is a tag. It was actually an image, a paper image, and I just added backing to make it so they can journal on it and make it stronger. And we added the stamp as well. But the image just went in this book so well. And then on this side, the tuck, this was also was in my stash. And it was the color of green, of course, that I decided went so well in this book. And then this here cluster, I just added this cluster. And this cluster we made together, I believe, in the Level Up Your Stickers and Your Magazine Images video that I did, which is also in my playlist. I believe it's under ephemera. Okay. So that just added, it was perfect here. And then the words on it is take time to create, that she's leaning on, that little ticket. Then they can journal there, this beautiful green paper that I had dyed. And then on this side, this was another pocket I already had in my stash, and I believe I had watercolored it. But it was the color of it matched so well in this book. And then this was a stamp that I had, and I had made this tag, or journaling card I should say, ahead of time. I had zigzagged around the edge. Perfect for this book with all the teacups. And again, these images, there is a tea setting like teacups and teapots and such in this image. So that was the reason, part of the reason that I chose to use these images from a different book that I had. And again, right there. And then on this side, oh, and these are the center of the signatures, all these papers. On each, I have 3 signatures, and the inside of them are all with these papers from this book. And then this again was from my stash, and it's a pocket, and then you flip it out and you can journal on it, and then there's another pocket inside. Again, this here should be in my playlist with 6x6 papers on how to make these. Love these. These were so much fun to make. And so anyways, I added onto this stamp, a cup of tea warms the soul like a good friend. And then this tag here, again, it was the colors. And so it fit perfectly inside this pocket, as well as the colors match so well in this journal. I added that. And then this one here, oh, I'm going to have to glue that down a little bit. It came up, but I'll do that later. And this tag, again, was in my stash. We added this green butterfly to that. And, yeah, those were done. These tags were some 6x6 papers that I had, and I made some tags. And then this beautiful paper again, lots of journaling spots. Oh, and then on this side we had done these fabric flips together, and you just flip it up. You can journal underneath. Love this paper. This stencil on this paper is gorgeous. And then you have a little hidden journaling spot. And beautiful, beautiful these turned out. And then this is that handmade paper again, journaling. And then this is the end of the signature. Added another teacup image with the flowers, this stamp, and I added the lines. I added the lines on all of these ones. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. I do apologize for that, especially when it looks like it was a spam kind of ring. Okay, so, and then on this side, on the back of the signature, I had added this pocket, which again was in my stash, and I'm going to do a video on how to do these pockets in the future, because they're a great way to use up your small scraps of paper. This doily, excuse me, I had dyed with avocados. It's avocado dye, and it was perfect in this book. And so again, the same tag, it's image as the other one I had already showed you, but looks completely different because of the way I think I might have watercolored it, is what I did with that. But again, works very well in this signature, or in this book. And then this is decorated here on this side. This again was in my stash, and I had I had made this ahead of time. Wasn't sure if I was going to use it as a small tag or a pocket. I ended up using it as a pocket in this one. This is washi tape, and we added these images that are beautiful. Excuse me, with the kids. And then, of course, her green dress. This tag we did, I can't remember if we did. Yes, I think we did this tag together. So it's just the colors and everything are perfect. Again, that was one that was in my stash already, and used scrap papers to form that background. And I do that. I'll do a bunch of backgrounds, and then I won't continue decorating them till I know what journal goes in them. And then again, I added the lines, some decorations, and then this was a vintage card that I had, the image is just gorgeous on it. We added our spice marmalade to the edges, and I brought the spice marmalade in, and I loved this color throughout this book. It was perfect. And then we made this tag together. It says blessings. And then journal, another flip out. You can journal on both of those. Our handmade paper, our faux handmade paper, lots of journaling. Okay, this one here was the pocket was a tea bag. And, well, it wasn't the bag, it was the packaging of the tea bag. And it was just really pretty. I loved the image. And it is a tea house in Banff, Canada. So I added that into the journal. It was perfect in this journal. Added the green pom-poms because of the color. This tag, I believe, I made off camera. Just added this little label, this tea bag string here. I thought looked really cute on here. Added a teacup, loved the color of that one, and of course the laid tea. It just was a beautiful, it turned out to be a beautiful tag. Maybe I'll just tuck that like that. And then we got our inside image. Did nothing inside here because it was just a beautiful image on its own. And then on this side I added our we had decorated this together, this large envelope, and I put some vintage papers inside. I won't open that up, but I had showed you the vintage papers that I wanted to add to this journal. And then this paper clip, I will have in my, I believe, ephemera playlist. They are really, really beautiful, and they're very, very easy to do, really. And I did a video and we did some together. There we go. So I just clipped that in right there. And then I didn't put anything on this side. I might add something a little later, but I don't know. They can clip whatever they want under there. And again, some more of that faux handmade paper. Another fabric flip, and we did this together. I put it there because I just think it matched really well across from that paper. And then on this side, oh yes, we did this together. Loved, loved, loved how that turned out. So in the end, I struggled a little bit on what to put in this front pocket. So I had chose a couple of smaller tags, but in the end, I ended up choosing to make this instead because I just was not quite happy with what they're beautiful tags, but I wasn't happy with them in this pocket. So this is basically a cluster I'd made previously, and I added it to a tag, and I just love how it looks in here with that girl. This is the orange marmalade, picks up the oranges, the green, and then this one we made together. This was a tag to begin with that I had in my stash, and we decorated it together. Turned out so beautifully and fits perfectly in there. And then we have some of the green paper, and then the end of the signature. And again, adding lines, decorating it. Oh, that's what I ended up doing. I put three little tags in this one. And this one we had decorated together, I believe. And I got to glue that down. I'll do that later. I didn't quite get my glue stick on that little part, but I love how this one turned out. It is so beautiful. I love it. And then these two were just some I had in my stash, and they are 6x6 papers that I made into tags, and I sewed them, so I added them in here. Okay, and then this side is the last signature, and this tag here I had in my stash, worked perfectly. It's a paint sample, and I had made it into this tag, and it just was made for this journal with the green and the teapots. So that worked out really nice. Again, another pocket, which was going to be a tag, ended up being a pocket in this book that I had done beforehand. Says enjoy. Oh, and then up here I had put make time to always try to inspire. And then we used a tea-dyed doily there. Okay, again, decorated this side, added the lines. This here is another clip that I added that I had made ahead of time. I just put this little tag underneath because it's of the beautiful green of it. But the one I really wanted was this one. We did this tag together. I absolutely love how this tag turned out. I thought it turned out so gorgeous. So I just added that under here. Perhaps we could also put it on the other way, but I'll see, because I did like that image of that woman on there too. And this beautiful green paper again, another flip out. We got lots of journaling, our handmade paper, and then this was a card. And the greens again was perfect for this journal. I just added some sparse marmalade inside to give it some color, and they can journal all through that. And then this here is a pocket, and I added another one of those tags that I had made ahead of time. And I think I've used them all up. I think I did 3. And then this side, I added, again, this was from Banff, Canada, and I just cut it down, the bag that the tea bag came in, and I made it a little pocket, and then I added all these different words, sayings, really, joy to the world, dream, amazing, etc., etc. And the person that receives this, gets this book, can put it throughout their book anywhere they so choose. I thought that would be wonderful. And again, a little bit came up. I'm glad these are coming up so I can reattach where I might have missed. And then this is just a little pocket on the side. I added this little slide because I love the hats on the ladies, and we have a hat on our front cover lady, so I just added that inside, and you could journal on the back of it if you so choose. And then this is the middle of the signature. Again, a beautiful image, so I left it alone. Then this here was a pocket I already had, and it says live simply. And then this tag here, which I zigzagged again, and I had ahead of time. I guess I did a day where I really liked my teacups and did a bunch of tags, which was great for this book to have them on hand. And then journal. Then we had the beautiful handmade paper again, and then our last fabric flip on this beautiful green paper. And then this is the end of the signature. So I just decorated that, put the lines on it, and then on the very back I put this was simply an index card that was pink, and I tea dyed it, and so I made it into a pocket, put the beautiful stamped tea cup that I painted, and then it says it's always the small pieces that make the big picture. And then this tag here, couldn't get more perfect for this pocket with the teacups and the pink. So I decided to put that right in there. Oh, and we decorated that page again. So, and then this is our back page, which I decided to put no pockets, no nothing on. I have a couple of spots in here that I definitely, again, I apologize. Hopefully that's it. I just didn't want to redo this video. So anyway, that is it, guys. And then this is just some simple ribbon that I had. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed the whole series. I really enjoyed making this, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. I might have a hard time giving this one up, just because I have fallen in love with it. But we will see. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. And I hope that this book, doing this book together, inspires you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have the loveliest of days. Press the notification bell, and it will let you know every time I put up a new video. I want you all to have a crafty day. See you soon.